Righty boob tubes. Another one of Kip's clips. So I'm going to do a quick hangout later on at 10 o'clock and talk about this. I don't know, I think it's very interesting, and I just heard it in passing when I was had the news on in the background. But what appears to have happened is now this sort of builds on what I was saying the other night with a few things that are going on. Better the devil, you know, in the sense that I don't support the TV license, but I don't want it scrapped because I'm scared of what they will replace it with. And what they'll replace it with is something worse than what we have just now. And here we have a new show, and this has been brought around because of the cops shooting that dude in the car, that black unarmed dude in the car last year. So soldiers are set to replace striking armed police in London. Armed army officers step in as dozens of Met police firearm officers lay down their weapons in protest to colleague being charged with murder for fatal shooting of that Chris dude. Now, again, this is where we're getting something worse than what was initially there. You know, you could say, oh, well, no, it's better because now we have... It's obviously better because now we have professionals at the end of a trigger, right? And to a certain extent, I would agree with that. I would rather somebody from the army being at the end of the gun than a copper. But what it is doing, and this is the important thing as I see it, is it's setting the president moving forward. The president moving forward, that the army can now replace the police on the streets. Now, there may be people out there who watch this who will be familiar with the miners' strikes and how Margaret Thatcher had to change the legislation and the law to allow police forces to be shuffled into other areas to police the strikes, because they knew that police forces, if they were policing their own areas, would be policing their brothers or sisters, so uncles, so on and so forth. So they shifted them all about. So what's happened now is it's now been put in legislation. The legal framework, that's what I'm looking for. The legal framework has now been set to allow the army to be rolled out on occasion. What these occasions are, who knows? That was going to be up for debate, isn't it? That's going to come out. That's going to come out in time to come. But again, it's this drip, 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 drip effect, you know. And I hate to get all David Icke on people's asses, man, but problem, reaction, solution. God, how many years has it been since that shit's get parroted? But when you think about it, that's what's happening here. The legal framework is getting set up to allow the UK police on our streets with guns. It's not even just like, oh, the army's now going to be in the green goddesses and they're going to be putting out fires. No. This is replacing the fucking armed response units of the police. Don't you just love it? So better the devil, you know. But again, David Icke, problem, reaction, solution. Chris Kaba, that guy that was murdered. The car was earlier linked with guns. He gets stopped and he was unarmed and ended up getting shooting. An absolute tragedy. And this is absolute tragedy and horrible. I'm trying to find the words here. Although, but I like to get it into context in the sense that Was this a rogue cop just running down the street like pew 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 shooting innocent people, or was it an absolute fucking tragic mistake with an arsehole of a cop that was trigger happy and whose arsehole was twitching because he's been put in a state of fear and been told that it's public, it's us versus them, us versus them. So if you want to discuss this further and get involved, tune in at 10 o'clock on this Boob Tube channel. And we'll have a look. So it was just out at 5 o'clock tonight. So fresh off the press, y'all. So tune in at 10. Me and my fart machine will be there. And we'll discuss the legal framework getting set to roll out armed soldiers on the street. In fact, it's not been set. It's done. It's done. It's done. The armed response unit people are going on strike. The army is stepping in. The legal framework has been set. The president has been set. The drip, drip, drip effect. So the army on the street with guns this time, next time, won't be so. Your arsehole won't be twitching as much. But you go over to Northern Ireland and they'll be like, they're predator, I don't know what you're talking about. Because they're used to this, you know. Anywho, tune in at 10 bells if you want to get involved in a wee hangout. And remember, stick a wee thumbs up and stuff. It does make me sleep easy and make me feel warm inside. I did put a guest thing on where I could invite people on here, but I don't know how it works or any of that stuff. Add guest. Right. But it looks like through all Skypes and all that. But if anybody ever does want to join, get yourself tuned into the Skypes. Stick a thumbs up, tune in at 10 bells. Catches.